on behalf of Mr. Mario Nava, Director-General of the Directorate-General Reform of the European Commission, Judit, Rozsa, Director in the Directorate-General for Structural Reform Support in the European Commission.
Dear President, Commissioner, organizers of the Cyprus Forum, friends and guests, Kalimera, Günaydin. First of all, let me pass the best regards and apologies of Mario Nava, who was prevented by travel complications to be here today, and he asked me to present our messages. I feel privileged to address you in honor of the famous philosopher and Stoic Zeno of Citium, who was born in Cyprus. Zeno believed in reason. Human beings, since they have been given reason, ought to be governed by rational thought. This would ultimately result in contentment in life. And this also brings me to my topic, Cyprus' future and what the EU does to support it. Reason dictates that Cyprus and its people will be best served if the island overcomes its current division and is reunited. Cyprus' reunification will allow the whole of Cyprus to benefit from full EU membership. How does the EU and the European Commission facilitate the reunification? We have three pillars: settlement talks, aid program, and green line trade. On Pillar 1, settlement talks, we help ensure that the negotiations reflect EU rules and requirements, because a reunified Cyprus will need to continue being a well-functioning member state. We do this in close collaboration with the UN. On Pillar 2, the aid program. We use the EU aid program for the Turkish Cypriot community, which has one and only one overall objective, namely to facilitate reunification. Since 2006, the EU has allocated close to 700 million euros to this program, which is substantial given the size of the Turkish Cypriot community. Concretely, the program has financed more than 2,000 scholarships for Turkish Cypriots to study in the EU and experience European values and way of life. The EU also supports important confidence-building measures, such as the bi-communal technical committees, including notably the Technical Committee on Cultural Heritage, which has restored or protected more than 130 cultural monuments across Cyprus. We also provide funding to the Committee on Missing Persons, which has found, exhumed, and identified the remains of more than 1,000 missing persons, contributing to healing of historical wounds. We give grants and advice to Turkish Cypriot small businesses and farmers so they can innovate, create employment, and comply with EU standards. We have provided science laboratories to nearly 100 primary and secondary schools so that kids can do hands-on experiments in biology, chemistry, and physics. We are currently supporting the establishment of the first bi-communal solar power plant. This power station, of an envisaged 30 to 50 megawatt capacity, will be more than a pilot project. If implemented, it would hopefully kickstart the green transition on the island. Now to Pillar 3, the green line trade. We believe that more green line trade facilitates the reunification of Cyprus because it brings people together, builds trust, and contributes to the economic reintegration of the island. Last year, the value of this trade was 14.6 million euros, which was the highest ever figure. So we believe that more efforts are needed to increase this further still. On Monday, we will open an EU-funded one-stop shop where interested businesses from both communities can get information about green line trade requirements and opportunities. Now I need to say a few words about Halloumi Helim because this iconic pan-Cypriot product is possibly our most effective demonstration tool to facilitate the reunification of Cyprus. My team is working very hard to ensure that Turkish Cypriot producers may benefit from the registration of Halloumi Helim as an EU-protected designation of origin, or PDO. This requires that the Turkish Cypriot producers comply with the PDO requirements and that they fulfill the relevant EU food safety and animal health standards. Now, why is this important? Our approach here is to foster reunification by offering Turkish Cypriots a concrete example of EU benefits, but that it comes with obligations, namely compliance with EU standards. The Halloumi Helim scheme is therefore a mini reunification lab. I would like to use this opportunity to thank the Republic of Cyprus authorities for the constructive cooperation to make this happen. And I'm also pleased that the Turkish Cypriot community has embraced the Halloumi Helim project. They are working on meeting the necessary EU standards, and several producers have already received the PDO label or are in the process of obtaining it. Our goal is to see halloumi helim sold over the Green Line in 2024. Let me conclude by saying that these are difficult times, but there is no viable alternative to the resumption of negotiations within the UN framework. We all have to make a better case for how a reunified Cyprus would benefit both communities. I hope that what I have outlined here this morning will contribute to this important objective for Cyprus. Thank you.